The NFL Draft has become a massive event for fans and media analysts, never mind the league decision-makers who are attempting to better their rosters. Each year, talent evaluators face critical decisions that require them to compare their team's needs to the best players available, all while facing intense scrutiny from everybody outside of the organization. Staying calm, cool, and collected in these moments isn't easy, but the best general managers tend to stick with their gut. They follow their draft boards and make sure that they get their guys, even if it's much earlier than those players are projected to go by draftniks. That always creates a handful of possible reaches that are considerably different than the consensus player rankings ahead of the draft. That doesn't necessarily mean that these players will be bad. Some of them become stars and feathers in the caps of the general managers who had the foresight to draft them. Other surprise picks? Well, they get deemed bad values, and they can be real black marks on a GM's resume if they don't pan out. SN's NFL Draft HQ. Live Tracker, pick-by-pick grades, top 250 big board. The 2024 NFL Draft provided NFL fans with several notable examples of this. The consensus wasn't rocked much in the early stages of the event, but once the first round was in the books, general managers began to make some head-scratching picks that either disregarded positional value or deviated considerably from the consensus. The Sporting News will break down some of the most egregious reaches from the first 2 days of the 2024 NFL Draft by looking at where players were selected compared to their rankings on the NFL Mock Draft Database's Consensus Big Board and SN's own Big Board. It will be hard to consider any pick beyond the third round a reach, especially considering the dearth of Day 3 talent that stems from the impact of nil on college sports. With that in mind, here's a look at the biggest reaches of the 2024 NFL Draft. It's hard to remember a more shocking first-round pick in recent NFL Draft history than Penix's selection by the Falcons. It's not necessarily because Penix was expected to go much later than the 8th pick. It was more about Atlanta's decision to choose a quarterback in the top 10 just weeks after giving Kirk Cousins a 4-year contract that contains $100 million in guarantees. Beyond the questionable fit in Atlanta, Penix ranked 31st on the MDD Consensus Big Board and 35th on SN's Big Board. Quarterbacks often go earlier than their projections on these boards, but considering that J.J. McCarthy, 8th and 22nd on each board, respectively, was still available, that makes Penix a bit of a reach. Still, there's no denying that Penix has talent. He is one of the best deep ball passers in the 2024 NFL Draft class and showcased his solid arm during excellent workouts at the NFL Combine and his pro day.